With me now are Dr. Richard F. Haines and Captain Neil Daniels. Dr. Haines, now retired, directed research and development projects at NASA's Ames Research Center for 20 years. Welcome, Dr. Haines. Captain Daniels, why do you limit your research to pilots?
Well, because pilots are very reliable and credible witnesses. Their jobs and their lives of their passengers depend on them. They must be aware of what's going on in the skies around them. Unfortunately, most of them ask for anonymity.
Really, why is that?
Well, I think it's because of fear of ridicule, or worse, fear of losing their jobs.
I mean, no airline wants to be promoted with the slogan, "Fly us and see a UFO." Might increase business. Dr. Haines, tell us about pilot sightings that you've been studying.
Well, Mike, I've dealt with over 3,000 pilot cases from all over the world, including some very skeptical pilots, I might add, who have since seen a UFO and completely changed their minds and risked their reputations.
Fortunately, we do have a pilot who has come forward and has enough courage to share his experiences. Captain Neil Daniels, who flew for United Airlines for 35 years. Captain Daniels, thanks for being here. Would you tell us about your experience with a UFO?
I was piloting a flight from San Francisco to Boston on March the 12th in 1977. And at an altitude of 37,000 feet, I became aware of a blinding, bright white light out to the left of the DC-10. I estimated it to be at about 1,000 yards. And I don't know, the object could have been several hundred feet in diameter, but it didn't read on ground radar.
Could you tell what it was?
No.
Could it have been a commercial flight or a military aircraft?
Absolutely not. At the speed at which it departed, I've never seen anything like it.
Was this object in any way a threat to your flight?
The three compasses were indicating opposite directions, and the plane was veering off and banking to the left by a strong magnetic pull.
Well, how did you and your crew react?
The flight engineer kept repeating, "I don't want to see it. I don't want to know about it."
I don't want to know about it. Did you file a report?
It was a short layover, and the FAA would have hassled me all night, so I let it go.
So that was the end of that?
Yes, but 6 months later, I was on a hunting trip with my boss, and I told him the story, and he said, "Gee, I'm sorry you told me that. Strange things happen to people who have these sightings."
Strange things? Like what?
Well, in my experience, people are fearful of losing their jobs or being transferred.
So much for telling the truth. Well, thank you, Dr. Haines, Captain Daniels, for coming forward on UFO Cover-Up.